Hey, good morning everybody. Captain Art here, casting forward. I'm with First Mate Dave here this morning. We're going to try a little something different this morning. Lately, we've been making the run out to Geneva, making that long run, excuse me, out 20 miles plus to get to the fish. It's been cool in the evening. The fishing in Geneva is still really good, but it has slowed down a little bit, which tells us that those fish are probably at the beginning of starting their move back westward, that fall west migration when the water cools and they start chasing the bait fish in shallower. So we made the decision, instead of riding out to Geneva and doing that 20-mile run one way out to the fish, we were going to fish closer to home. So we're actually fishing the Cleveland area. It's a beautiful morning. The sun is just coming up. We've got line set. We had planned to run out a little bit deeper. In my mind, I thought we were going to be in the 60 to 70 foot range, but we started hop skipping, and we checked, and right now we're in about 54 feet of water. Got some decent marks down here, actually up high and down low. So we figured out we'd give it a try. We'll give it half an hour or so. We're not afraid, like we in previous trips that we've told you, we're not afraid to fish water, and if it doesn't work, we'll pull up and try something else until we figure out what's going on. But we figured instead of running over these fish, we'd give it a try. We've had lines in the water for maybe 5 minutes, but nothing yet. But we've got some inline boards, church inline boards and crankbaits running up high, and then we've got a couple Dipsies and spoons and that type of thing run a little bit lower. So we'll keep you posted. That's where we're at right now. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, beautiful Sunday morning. The sun's coming up and we're out on the lake. What more can you ask for? So we'll check in with you here in a little bit, but until then, Captain Art out. So we may have our first fish on of the morning. 55 feet of water. Got a little stinger spoon out of Dipsy. It looks like we may have our first fish coming in. Oh yeah, nice walleye. We're just gonna net him. I don't have the camera on. There we go. Hey, all right. So we're fishing out of Cleveland. We don't have to run 20 miles offshore, and there we go. Nice. All right, everybody. So, a lot of times if you follow our videos, I'll always tell you one of my suggestions is always follow your instincts and always trust your graph. And this morning is no different. Obviously, we've been fishing for less than an hour. And in my intro, I said we were marking some fish in about 54 feet of water. We're going to put some lines in the water and see what happens. Well, this is our fifth one, another keeper. Not huge, but like a 16-inch fish. We've got two in the box that probably are 20, 21 inches that go 4 pounds, and another one, another smaller fish. But our action's been steady, and we've been catching them on everything. We've caught them on Walleye Nation Creations antifreeze, John Deere Reapers, 100 back up high. My good friend Tommy Harris custom painted lure. We call it a Nemo, which is a gold and silver at about 80. Those are the high ones. And we've caught fish on Dipsies with small stinger spoons, and Dipsies with short, they call it an SB, short bill reaper, and blue Maui and blue shiner. So the blue patterns are holding true, and we've been out here less than an hour by ourselves. Beautiful morning, 55 feet of water, marking fish like crazy and putting fish in the boat. So didn't have to make the long run, and we're catching lots of fish. So we'll keep you posted. We got it going here. We're still working that same line. We're now at 56. We started at 54. This is a Dipsy on a number 3 setting with a stinger spoon. It's a it's a pink and silver stinger. Got a pretty good bend in the line. but we got a nice fish on. We got 6 in the box. Been fishing about an hour and a half. Beautiful morning. Not a boat within 5 miles of us. So, among the many other lessons I try to give to you, find your own water, find your own fish, and you're going to have real good results. So, we're going to see what we can do with this fish. Stay with us. So we're at 40. Nice steady reel. When the fish stumps, especially as we're moving, our troll speed is 2.5. Water temperature is 71.5. Especially as you're moving, at any time you're trolling, but when that fish stumps, you've got resistance, so you don't want to be reeling at the same time that he's pulling, because now you're putting more tension on that fish. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fish just came up. Just below the surface. Cross. Oh no, it's a walleye. Nice fish. Oh, it flipped over. That's weird. A little bit more, Dave. Got him. Yes. Another nice fish. Another nice fish. So look at that. That's probably a 24, 25 inch fish and probably 6 pounds. So here we go again. This is basically 5 minutes from the last nice fish we put in. Number 3 Dipsy at about 115 back. This is a Walleye Nation Creations SB Reaper, short bill Reaper. Because it's a short bill, you can run it behind the Dipsy. Great bait to imitate the hatch of what we're trying to duplicate with the fish we're feeding on down below. And it's called Blue Maui, so it's got a lot of blue in it. Seems like a pretty nice fish. We're in 57 feet of water now. Our trolling speed is, we're surging because the waves are pushing us a little bit. We're anywhere from 2.4 to 2.7, call it 2.5. Whoop, whoop. Here comes a surge. There we go. Oh, shit. Oh, boy. Oh, got it. Almost up, Eddie. Yeah, I almost messed that one up. Way to go, Ken. Less than stellar in that job, but there he is. Just a little bit to your right. We got him. Oh, yeah, blue one pays off. Finally. Gotta find the right depth. That's right. So here we go again. Not to sound like a broken record, but we're paying close attention to our graph. Dave was running up too high. Checked the graph, checked our chart on the Dipsy, dropped it down, and literally within seconds the board went. Trust your instincts, but also trust your graph. It's a Walleye Nation Creation SB Reaper. That's at 18. Nice eater. We'll throw her in the box to eat. But again, now we're in 57. We started at about 54. We've been marking pretty good. We're dialing in our presentation. We stayed on the same line. We're at about 2.5 miles an hour. 71.5 degree water temp, surface temp. And we got the Dipsy going with the small spoons and the SB Reapers. And you know, we've been less than 2 hours. This is fish number 10. And if I pan the camera around for you, there's nobody around us. I can't even see a boat on the water. So there you go. Good good morning, great morning. So we got a fish on again into a nice flurry here. I think we got him dialed. This is a Dipsy at a 3 setting. You can see he's thumping pretty good. Dipsy at a 3 setting, 115 back. Walleye Nation Creations Short Bill Reaper and a Blue Maui. Put all the 35. Look at this. You put all those together and you got a good program. Alright, I'm up. Alright, so back. Let me know what you need me to do. Straight back. Got him. There we go. That was literally within 2 minutes of the last fish. That was my inside. 0 setting at about 95, which is getting us down in that 45-foot range. So we're really hitting that 40 to 50-foot range. That seems where those fish are. And there you go. Here's the other thing I'll say. I mean, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but once you've got that pattern dialed in, duplicate it. So Dave figured out on the inside Dipsy, which is the 0 Dipsy, which is the deepest Dipsy, to drop that thing a little bit deeper. Immediately as he did that, up until that point, that rod was pretty quiet. I think he's put 3 in the fish in the boat already. And hey, I'm not too proud to beg, right? So I copied what he's doing, and I had the same result. So once you kind of put that pattern together, flood that zone, because the fish are down there and that's what they want. They're telling you what they want. Nice catch, huh? So hey everybody, I wanted to break down for you our Dipsy setup in case you were wondering. We've had our limit for the last hour. First mate Dave and I got 12 nice keeper fish in the box. So we've actually altered our presentation a little bit. We're looking for some steelhead, just to fun fish because it's such a nice day outside, and we want to spend more time out on the water. Don't want to head in just yet. But I wanted to talk just a little bit about our rod and our Dipsy setup. So the rod the reel that I use is a Daiwa line counter. It's a 47 LCB. They're by no means the most expensive or the cheapest line counter reel on the market. They're kind of right in the middle. I like them because they're cost effective, they're reliable, they'll get many seasons out of them, and I'm not breaking the bank. And when you're a crazy hardcore fisherman like I'm sure you are, like I am, when you've got 20 rods, I mean obviously that cost adds up. So I like the Daiwa 47 LCBs. On the Daiwa, when we're trolling, when we're using inline boards and we're trolling, normal trolling, shallower water trolling, I'll run 14-pound Trilene XT. Now for my Dipsy setup, what I'm doing is I'm putting a Trilene 14-pound XT backing on about 1,000 feet. And then about the last 350, I calibrate them all. About the last 350, I'm using the Berkley Power Pro braid. And that's a 50-pound test line, but a 12-pound test thickness, and it's the bright yellow, which you can see. And we like that bright yellow. It doesn't seem to affect the fish at all. But when we're looking at the rods and looking at contrasting it against the water and that type of thing, that bright yellow, it's easier to pick up strikes. So we'll do a Trilene 14-pound XT backing, and then top it off with the Power Pro 50-pound / 12-pound thickness braid. And then what I'll also do is a little trick is I'll put a big bead between the tip of the rod and the swivel that goes down to the Dipsy. And what that does is, I cycle a lot of people on and off the boat, and people get excited when they have a fish on, and they're not really aware of when to stop reeling. And if you don't put that bead on there, what they're basically doing is they're ramming that swivel up into the tip of your rod. It has the potential to cause damage. So that bead is actually like a fail-safe. it keeps it. You hit the beat, you can't reel anymore. From there, a big believer in the snubber. This is an 8-inch Lure Jensen snubber, and that's basically just a shock absorber, so that when you hook a fish down there and that fish is tugging, that line has got a little bit of a give in it. And then after the snubber, I'm using Berkley fluorocarbon 17-pound, a little stiffer, not as much stretch, very abrasive resistant. I'm using that as my leader, and then I'm going right to whatever I'm putting on there. In this case, it's a small stinger spoon, but as we're talking today, that could be a Walleye Nation Creations SB Reaper, that could be bigger spoons, that could be worm harnesses, it could be any of those things. So in a nutshell, that's our setup. Again, we like the braid with the mono backing because you get less stretch, and when you're dropping Dipsies down 50, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 150 feet, you don't want a lot of stretch. You want to be able to see that hit, and that's why we do that. So just in case you're wondering, that's our setup. Been very effective for us today, so I thought I'd share that information with you. Point a little bit to your right. Oh, we barely got him, but we got him. You know, you just never know how things are gonna go out here. And I mentioned there a little bit ago, we got our limit of walleye. Well, this one's going back. It's a nice 21 inch fish. Well, basically we brought everything up. We're trying to target some steelhead, have some fun, hook a steelhead. I ran a crankbait at about 40 feet back, which is only about 10-12 feet down. Caught a walleye. This Dipsy, I've only got like 60 out, which is 20-25 feet down, which under normal circumstances you would say, you catch a walleye in that depth. But you know, when it's water temperature 71 degrees, you're almost in 60 feet of water, and you got a bright sunshine and light penetration, you wouldn't think fish would be up that high, but there they are. We're gonna let this guy go. Jeez, that's a beauty, dude. That's a beauty, man. It's another 20-21 inch fish. All right, everybody. So we've had a super productive morning. We started fishing at 7:30. By 9:30 we had our 12. We've been fun fishing, targeting some steelhead. Unfortunately didn't catch any. Probably caught at least another half a dozen or so walleye that we threw back. I'll say that these conditions, I would call this is like a late summer pattern here on Lake Erie. And what's going to happen soon is, as these cooler evenings and shorter days continue on into the fall, the lake's going to cool off, and more fish are going to migrate from the east to the west, and they're going to get shallower. We're not quite there yet, but this is definitely the beginning of it, because there's a lot of fish that we've caught and marked today that are definitely on the move and shallower than what they've been truthfully the last couple months. So
Captain, I got a fish on.
Dave's got a fish on the board here. Well, we're gonna walk you through it. So anyway, we had a good day out on the water. Lots of action. No boats within literally miles from us. Fish from 54 to say 56 feet of water. It's all been good. So until next time, we appreciate you coming along. We'll get this one in the net. You'll be able to follow along. Perfect way to end our day. Thanks for coming along. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe to our channel. Otherwise, Captain Art out.
next time.